All right, thank you. I got it worked out now. So if you remember my counting game 21 and how simple it was to play, I love games like that because they're simple to play, they're easy to learn, but they actually have a lot of layers to them, and they're really kind of deep if you play them long enough to figure out what it helps you learn and identify. So I got
Mhm.
another one called 4's. It's based on this premise that you can create number sentences that will equal all the numbers from 0 to 100 using the number 4 times in the same or different ways. Here's an example. The number 0 is 44 minus 44. Do you believe that?
Mhm.
All right, so it's true. So that's my simplest example of creating a number, the number 0, using 4's. Now, do you see how the 4's are used there?
Yes.
All right. So now let's try making the number 1 using 4's.
Mm.
And if you think back to the example I just gave you for 0, that would make it a little easier. How can I express the number 1 using 4's?
Mm. Um.
And, I,
I.
and let me give you another hint. Now, there are a few ways to do this one. Now, this is the only number that I actually came up with more than one way to represent 1.
Mm.
You want me to throw one at you? Throw a lifeline to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. How about 44 divided by 44?
Oh.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Now there are other ways, but to be fair, now I'm going to give you a hint for this way. Are you familiar with factorials? The
Uh.
exclamation point used as an operator, as a math operator?
No.
All right, so 2 factorial is written as 2 followed by an exclamation point, and it means, or it equals 2 times all of the integers less than 2 greater than 0. So 2 factorial is simply 2 times 1,
Mm.
which is 2.
Okay.
3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6.
Mm.
4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Now tell me what that one equals. What's 4 factorial?
4 times 3. Um. No, it's 20. 24.
Yeah, yeah. 4 factorial is 24. So, since the rule of the game is you can only use the number 4, 4 factorial is a number 4 that can be used legally because it's 4 exclamation point. Now,
Uh,
square root of 4 can also be used. Now, what's the square root of 4?
um. 2.
Yeah, square root of 4 is a number that when multiplied by itself will give you 4. So the square root of 4 is 2. Now I'm going to show you one example of how you create 1 using 4 factorial. Take a look at that 9. Take a look at it written the way you would write it on the keyboard, and then take a look at it the way you would write it in a math book. Is the best way for me to say that. And then tell me
Mm.
if you agree. 4 factorial is 24, right? So it's
Yeah.
24 minus 4, which is 20, divided by 4, which is, what's 20 divided by 4?
It 20 divided by 4 is 5.
All right, and then 5 minus 4 is
1.
so
So yeah.
that works, right?
Yes.
All right, let's look at the next one. Now that one's a little more straightforward. That's just 4 divided by 4 divided by 4 divided by 4. Now take a look at that one and let me know if it's legal.
Mm, yes.
All right. You still out there, Sid Lolly?
Yeah.
All right. All right. And then the last one is 44 divided by 44.
Yes.
All right. So, if you will indulge me, I'm going to show this one to you. And, oh, yeah, there's another one. 4 plus 4 divided by 4 plus 4. So I came up with 4 ways to represent 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But now that I've given you all these examples now, in your free time today, who has free time? But if you get some free time today, I want you to see if you can come up with an answer for the number 2.
Okay.
If you get some free time. If you come back tomorrow and you don't have any free time, I'll show you what I got. But I wanna see if you can come up with something.
Okay.
All right, so I got one more thing to show you, and I'll let you go. There's a picture that's probably worth 1,000 words. So, what do you see? What do
A lady.
you see? The lady?
Yes.
You don't see the dapper gentleman
Um. No.
with the goofy look on his face? That's me.
Yes.
All
I
right.
see both of them.
So do you notice that I'm wearing that same blue shirt that I almost always have on, and the same big headphones that I almost always have on? So would you say that this was a recent photo?
Yes.
Very recent. You might not be clocking my wardrobe this way, but that's the shirt that I had on Thursday. And I have several of those blue shirts, so I probably had it on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Not the same shirt, but I wear the blue shirt a lot. So I'm working at the right school because I mean, blue is my favorite color for a shirt. So I work at the right high school because I prefer to wear blue shirts more than anything else. And my wife can confirm that. So anyway, this was from Thursday afternoon. And the young lady is my friend Gretchen. And Heaven, you may be familiar with where Miss Gretchen lives. She lives at Spinnaker Cove, which is close to Belmead and Powder Springs Road.
I don't think I've heard of it.
Yeah, there's some condos over on the same side of Powder Springs as the Taco Bell. Yeah, right up the street from Taco Bell. It's between Taco Bell and Aldi.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they're kind of back off from the road. There's a long driveway to get to the condos, and she's lived there for a long time. But Gretchen is also from South Carolina, which is where I'm from. She is from a town that's about 1 hour from where I grew up in South Carolina. But we met here in Marietta.
That's crazy because I was born in New York, but I was mostly raised in South Carolina.
Oh, that's not crazy. That's like you familiar with migration?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean everybody from South Carolina who wanted to leave South Carolina, they went to New York. That's what they did. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a. Do you know Mr. Buckman, Darrell Buckman?
Um,
He's a math teacher at Marietta High School.
I think I've heard the name.
All right. Well, Darrell Buckman's father is from my hometown in South Carolina. Man, we figured that out last week.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he called his dad and put us on the phone, and in 5 minutes, me and my dad were talking. His dad were talking like we had known each other all our lives because I'm from a very small town. So if you're from that small town, I either know you or I know everybody you're related to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just his last name, like my sister used to date one of his cousins when we were all in high school.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
that's how small that town is, and that's how small the world is. So Gretchen and I figured out that we were from the same part of the world too. And Gretchen is a senior citizen, and
Mhm.
I help her when she has trouble with her computer, which is something that I have done pretty much all my life. I've messed around with computers all my life, and I have a manner that makes me pretty helpful to folks who may not know their way around the computer quite as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gretchen uses her computer to do one thing and one thing only. She uses it to talk to her grandchildren via Skype or now via Zoom. That's all she uses her computer to do. And she has a laptop and she has a desktop. And even though she only uses them to do one thing, y'all, she always has a problem on the computer. Always. So she and I have gotten to know each other very well, even though I think we've only been in the same physical space maybe once in our entire lives. We are always talking over the video chat. That's how I talk to her. That's how I help her with her computer stuff. And that's been helpful during the pandemic because you can't go to somebody's house and work on their computer and come
Yeah.
home with COVID. You don't want to do that. So
Yeah.
at any rate, um, she knows about all of you guys at PLC and the work
Mhm.
I do with you. And she is also familiar with a ministry that I have operated for many years where I redistribute computers. For the most part, people who use computers, they kind of treat them like appliances now. They're almost disposable. So you use yours a couple of years, you get tired of it, you go buy another one. Or if some software doesn't do what you want it to do one day, you think it's broken, and then you get rid of it because you think it's not worth anything. I end up with a lot of those computers because people know that I redistribute them. People sometimes sell them to me. People sometimes ask me to fix them. But anyway, I end up with a lot of computers. My dad used to fix televisions back in the 70s.
Mhm.
So I've never bought a TV in my life because my dad would fix somebody's TV and he would tell them how much it cost, and they would decide that they didn't want to pay to have it repaired, so they would just tell him to keep the TV. So we just always had TVs. And I saw the same thing with computers. I said, well, the same way you always had TVs, I will always have computers. So I've always had them. And here's how I get them. When Gretchen uh, called me and said, hey, my camera doesn't work on my desktop computer. I'm tired of having two computers. I want to just have one computer. Can you fix my camera on my desktop computer? So I asked her what kind of camera she had. She said, I'm not sure. And I said, well, now, are you sure that you have a camera? And she looked
Mhm.
around the computer and she said, nobody ever asked me like that. I don't think I have a camera on this desktop computer. And I said, okay, well, I see your problem right there. I know exactly why it's not working. You don't have one. So let's buy one. So she bought one. And when she bought it, I helped her put it in. And I had her buy one that is very easy to install. Like literally, all you do is plug it into the USB port and turn the computer on, and your computer will find it. And
Mhm.
that's what we did Thursday. And what you see pictures of here is in the upper left corner. This
Mhm.
is Gretchen's laptop. That's what we used to connect since she hadn't put the camera on the desktop yet.
Yeah.
And then the bottom picture is her right after the camera connected on the desktop. Now, what you see pictured is she still looks a little serious, but about 5 seconds after this, she got the biggest smile on her face because she saw that she installed the camera and I didn't do anything. She did it. And yeah, that made her very happy. And she was so happy, you know what she did?
What?
She said, I don't want to see this laptop anymore. I'm going to bring it to you and give it to you.
Oh wow.
And I said, oh, okay, all right. So she brought it. She gave it to me. I need to take a picture of it because it is very nice. Like, it's really nice.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, very nice. So what I've been doing at PLC during the pandemic, and y'all don't tell nobody this, but when the district started giving out the computers and they used an online survey, for you
Mhm.
to complete to say I wanted a computer.
Mhm.
There's a funny thing about an online survey, ladies. You got to have a computer to fill it out.
Yeah.
So
That is
if you have
true.
to apply to get a computer by using a computer to say I don't have a computer, there's a
Mm.
hole in that logic. You feel me?
Yeah.
There's a big hole in that logic. Now, you can use a phone to fill out these applications. There are lots of folks that do not know that. So
Yeah.
there were lots of folks who needed computers who didn't have them. And lo and behold, a lot of them went to PLC.
Mm.
So I told my principal, hey, in this previous life, man, I ended up with a lot of laptop computers. And for some strange reason, I keep them ready to deploy. Why would I do that? Well, who knows? One day we might have a pandemic or something. And these old computers I got, maybe they might become important regardless of how old they are. So we gave out a lot of PCs and laptops to PLC folks in the spring, and a lot of them graduated. And I would love to tell you that when they finished, they brought the computers back. I kind of figured that that wasn't going to happen. So if uh, if it got them to graduation, I'd gladly give that to them as a graduation gift. And why am I not sweating that? Y'all see how that lady just handed me her computer?
Yeah.
That happens more than you realize.
That's
So it's
crazy.
okay for me to give them away because I know as soon as I give one to somebody, I'm going to get 3 or 4 more. That's just, see, that's been going on for the last 25 years. So the data says, yeah, you can
Wow.
probably give them away because you're going to end up with another one. And,
Yeah.
and I wanted to tell you that story because when I got hers, I think when I met her, yeah, I met her because she was having a problem with it. And when she showed it to me, I told her, yeah, you can't give this computer to me because this computer is too nice. You can fix it and keep it. So we fixed it at the time. But ever since then, she's been trying to give it to me. So I finally let her give it to me last week. And now I'll be able to give it to somebody else and they'll end up with something really, really nice. So I said, don't tell anybody that. You can actually tell somebody if you like, because the worst thing that would happen is I'll either get asked for a computer or somebody will give me one.
Yeah.
And either way it works. Either way it works. So anyway, I've been running my mouth way too long. I wanted to tell y'all that and check you in and see if there's anything going on in your ingenuity world that I can help out with. If not, I'll turn you loose. And
I
we'll
have one. Oh, I'm sorry.
go ahead. Go.
I have one question. I've been so stuck on this unit circle.
Mhm.
Um, and it's like, for example, oh, is my camera on?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see like my screen?
I can see that there's a unit circle and yeah, the details escape me though. I see the unit circle.
Yeah. Wait, did he say like I should send like a picture in the chat so you can see it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can do that.
Is that I just do that. Um. Okay. Um, how do I?
Now, yeah, you'll have to save it somewhere on the PC and then go to your chat box. Here, let me stop this share and now when I open the chat box, do y'all see that on your screen or not?
Yes.
You do?
Oh wait, when you open, wait, did you say when you open the chat box?
Yeah, I have the chat box open on my screen now, but is that what you see on your screen or do you just see me?
Oh no, I just see you.
Okay, then click the chat box on your Zoom.
Okay, I did.
All
Do
right.
I do I have to like do the chat box through like my computer for it to work, or should I be able
Yeah,
to do it from my
yeah. Or
computer?
you're zooming on the phone, huh?
Mm,
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Now, if you get the camera just a little bit closer to the screen, I can see it a little better now. Yeah, I can actually see that.
Okay, so I don't. Okay, the whole problem, I got it right, but not gonna lie, I guessed because I was really confused and I wanted to move on. But it wants me to find the cosine of A and the tangent of A.
All
But
right.
they only gave me fractions. How do I know like what is like the adjacent side or what is the like high like, like the hypotenuse? Like how would I figure that out if they only gave me the fractions?
All right. Well, now, what you know about the unit circle is the distance from the center A to any point on the circle is 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
You believe that
Yeah.
now?
Yes.
All right. That's just from the definition of a circle. The distance from the center to any point on the circle, that's called the radius, and all of the radii in the circle are equal. They're all equal to 1.
Yes.
All right. Now, the next thing we know is the tangent of A. And A is going to be the angle formed between that blue radius
Mm-hmm.
and the x-axis.
And so right here.
Mm-hmm. So the
Uh,
tangent of A is going to be the ratio of the opposite side, and the opposite side is, you can't see what my finger's doing now, but I'm drawing a line from this point on the unit circle at 5/13 and 12/13. I'm drawing a line from there down to the x-axis. I'm making a triangle.
okay.
All right. So the tangent of A is going to be the opposite side, which is that imaginary line I just drew, and
Yeah.
the adjacent side, which is going to be a line drawn from the origin
Mm.
to that other imaginary line where they intersect at a right angle. That's going to give me my adjacent side.
Yeah.
Now, the coordinates that are given
Mm-hmm.
tell you that those two imaginary lines I just drew, one of
Mm.
them has a length of 5/13. The other one has a length of 12/13.
Mm.
You see that now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like you believe me now. I don't know if you believe you. Tell me if you believe you.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Well, it's there in the picture now. See, they're telling you that the length from the center along the x-axis is the x-coordinate, 5/13.
Oh.
And then
Oh,
they're telling you the distance along the y-axis is 12/13.
I didn't even think of it like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it just so happens now that we're talking triangles, the x-axis and y-axis that they have given you also form the opposite and the adjacent sides of that triangle that I'm drawing on my screen that you can't see.
Mm. So, um, I don't know. So, like this right here would be the 5/13,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that would be the 12/13. So if I was looking for tangent, would I just use the numerators and not the denominator?
Well,
Or
you're going to be dividing fractions, but you're going to be dividing fractions that have the same denominator, which kind of makes it a little easier. All right,
uh,
so if I'm finding the tangent of A in the numerator, I'm going to have the opposite side, which is 12/13. Now, do you see that?
yes.
And in the denominator, I'm going to have the adjacent side, which is 5/13.
Mm-hmm.
And when I divide these fractions, when I divide 12/13 by 5/13, that's like multiplying 12/13 by 13/5 by the reciprocal of 5/13. See that?
Yes.
And when I do that, do you see that the 13s cancel? That's a little tricky because I'm saying it now, but do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, the 13s cancel, and you'll be left with, what will you be left with? 12/5 is what I see now. Is that what you see?
Yes. And yeah.
All right, is that the answer?
Yes.
Did I get the answer without looking at the answer choices?
Yes.
In the age of ingenuity and multiple choice math tests, did I just tell you the answer without looking at the answer choices?
Yes.
I must be a bad man, I'm telling you.
Okay, I was so stuck on that, but I understand now. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. That's what I do.
Okay.
And look, imagine if I had a whiteboard, which I do need to get. So last week they sent us a memo, they being the district, on how we can use the iPad as a whiteboard in these sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, to borrow one of y'all's phrases, it's so extra. Well, it's extra. It's extra. I said, okay, we might have to find another way. Because, yeah, what I might do is I might hold the whiteboard up like this. I'm willing to hold the whiteboard up like this and write backwards because my camera is mirrored.
Oh.
So I would have to write it backwards, but I think I'd rather do that than try to do this on my iPad. That's too much. That's too much. Or now the other way to do it now is I can always diagram something on a sheet of paper and then send it to you through the chat. Now that I can probably do really simple.
Yeah.
Sitlala, you still out there?
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
You watching us do all this math?
Well, actually, I'm doing some work on ingenuity right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad that you saw this, even though y'all are not in the same class, because hopefully what you saw was the way that I helped her figure out what was going on. Using what we have and not worrying about what we don't have, because yes, it would be much more wonderful for us to be in the same classroom and I could just walk to a chalkboard or walk to your notebook and draw something that you can see. But that's a little tricky now. But going through this has at least told me, hey, maybe next time I'll have a notebook at my desk and I can draw or write what I'm saying and then shoot it over to you through the chat, and then you'll have something you can hang on to. But either way, we got where we were going because we're just flexible people and we worked it out.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, because I think that's my second official question in 4 weeks. So I'm going in the right direction, man. They're asking me math questions now, man.
Math is kind of difficult not when we're not in person.
Oh, who you
and
telling? Yeah. And I hope what you notice in my descriptions now, I have learned this from helping people with computers. You learn how to paint pictures with words.
Yes.
And you don't waste words, because when you use too many words, the picture gets blurry. You use as few words as possible and you say them slowly. And you hope people don't get mad at you because you're talking slow. So why are you talking so slow? Nah, I'm trying to make sure you see what I'm saying. That's all that is. Giving you time to see it. All right. Well, yeah, great question, though. Great question. So if you have any others like that and you can hit me before class, then I'll go and get exactly what you have, and then I'll be able to show it to you as a graphic, which might make it a lot easier for us to dialogue about it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. No problem. No problem.
Have a great day.
Okay. All right. You ladies take care now.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.